Welcome to Amigo Model Works. My name's Stan. This is just a quick review on something that's come in this week. It's been released this week. A lot of people have been waiting for this, and I had it on pre-order, so it came fairly quick. This is in the AK Learning series. This is number 6, released by AK Interactive, and it's a Flesh and Skin book. 86 pages. Soft bound, not a lot of advertisements in it, just the inside of the front cover, giving you a look at AK's flesh colours and the oil, and the back cover, couple of page flesh and skin colours and the other books in the learning series. So, front cover has got Altares Studios warrior figure. This is a bust. I believe it's a resin bust. Now there's a full chapter on painting this guy in here. It's a very striking bust. Never seen it in the flesh. It must have been released after the last show I went to. But they're releasing some nice stuff, as you'll see in the book. Now, when you get a book like this, the first thing you think of is it's going to be full of AK products. Every page is going to say use AK number 12, use AK number 35. Now, this is fairly refreshing because it isn't. There are chapters in here where some of the guys in here are using different companies' paint. So that's refreshing to see. So we'll make a start. We'll have a look at it. So Flesh and Skin, quick index, forward by Fernando Vallejo, who's the AK Interactive president. Don't know if he's any relation to Vallejo Paints, but that's his name. Some of the contributors to this book of are fairly well-known painters: Calvin Tan, Jamie Ortez, Sang-In Lee, who I believe is the staff painter for Young Miniatures. Calvin Tan does a lot of stuff for different manufacturers, a lot of box art, as does Jamie Ortez. You'll see their work in most magazines. So the introduction: skins and tones, skin painting techniques, shadows and lights on the face, materials and paint, details in the figure. Practical cases: you've got skin painting using airbrush, skin painting using oils, painting of an ethnic skin, that's the Mercy Warrior, that's on the front page there. Paint a 1/35th scale face in acrylics, colour transitions in a bust, artificial lights in illumination of figures, the Korean school of painting, the Spanish school using acrylics, paint using a black base coat, and a little gallery at the end of painted figures. Nice little bit of artistic painting on the front. I don't think this is a painting, I think it's a photograph, but I could be wrong. But a nice little bit of artwork. On the inside page, just an introduction using a Games Workshop or Forge World figure. Moggy would tell us better about this, but never had time to ask him. So the introduction, just saying what they want to achieve by releasing this book. Skins and tones, telling you different things about different skin tones. You know, Asian skin tones, the African skin tones, Caucasian skin tones, and a little bit of explanation about all of the different ones. Skin painting techniques: light transitions, shadow transitions, thinning using an airbrush, and a brush just using a brush. So it's not just airbrush, it's not just brush, it's both. The normal standard colour wheel that seems to appear in all figure painting magazines, just showing you the difference between cold colours and warm colours. Nice bust there by, I believe, Young Miniatures, which has got a chapter on glazes, how to paint using glazes, which is most of the technique using acrylics is using glazes to one effect or other. Shadows and lights on the face using a Wolverine bust, or the top half of a Wolverine figure there, showing you light from different angles. And a night operation, the source of light, how trying to make it look like it's night time will affect your painting. So shadows and lights on the face. Materials and paints, which normally is at the front of the book. Nobody sticks to AK paints here. You can see different manufacturers are getting their paints shown here. Details in the figure, how to paint details, hair and beard using, I believe, series 75, scale 75's dwarf. Nice figure there. Another little paragraph on hair and special effects, painting different scales of figures. A couple of pages on eyes, how somebody in this book paints eyes. Everybody's got their own techniques, but it's quite interesting to get it step by step. Skin painting using an airbrush. Now it's interesting because the figure they're using is the 1/16 scale or 120mm Dragon Signaler, which is an injection molded kit. It was released quite a few years ago. Nice kit, nice pose, one of the better poses of their figures. But it's interesting to see them using a really old kit to demonstrate. Skin painting using oils. Different techniques if you're going to use oil paints. Nice result. I don't know who designed or released this figure. It's quite a nice figure if you're into Indians. It's quite a nice figure. The cover painting. This is the Mercy warrior from Ethiopia. And it's step by step doing an African skin tone, which is fairly hard to do if you've ever tried it. A few pages on that, and we've got the results of that, which are stunning at the end. We've got Calvin Tan, who does a lot of stuff in magazines. There's a lot of Calvin Tan stuff. He's got a blog that I've read a few times. You know, it does a lot of 1/35 scale stuff. And this is painting a 1/35 scale face in acrylics, which, considering it's just the size of a pea, is fairly hard to do. And that's some of Calvin's results, which are stunning. Some of Calvin's work here. It's a nice showcase for him in this book. Color transitions in a bust. So this is using RP models. RP models are a fairly new company, only been around possibly less than 5 years, but they're putting out some fantastic stuff at the minute. And this is Benjamin van der Voort, who I believe was in the 101st Airborne in D-Day and dropped on D-Day. He was played by John Wayne in The Longest Day. That'll give you a bit better example of who the guy is. Doesn't look anything like John Wayne, but John Wayne had to be in it somewhere, I suppose. So a few pages on that, step by step. Getting the results and the resulting bust at the end. Quite nice. Artificial lights and illumination of figures. Now this is by a guy called Juan Tenner. and it's the effect of artificial light, whether it be moonlight, whether it be street light, whether it be a fire or a bonfire or something like that. Just an article on artificial light and how to paint the effects of artificial light, and some examples there using the same kit, this dwarf kit, and painting it completely different, four different interpretations of that, you know, and some of the effects that these guys are getting are really stunning. The Korean School of Painting, a German crew by Sang-In Lee. As I said at the start, I believe Sang is the staff painter at Young Miniatures, and you can see how he's painting with oils and using the dot, you know, just dotting it with oil and doing a different, you know, completely different thing here. 4 pages full of that. Spanish school using acrylics, Jamie Ortez, and this is a 1/16th bust, and he's using Vallejo paints exclusively here. Gives you the rundown of the different Vallejo paints he's using. So, you know, whether AK have anything to do with Vallejo, whether it's the same company, I do not know. Somebody might be able to shed some light on it. I always believed they were separate, but I always believed that the paint was possibly all made in the same factory, the different formulas. This unusual figure or bust here, Russian Imperial Navy crewman done with a black undercoat, which is something I've never tried. Always been frightened off by black undercoats with figures, but I'm going to give it a go. Well, I've been meaning to give it a go. This just reinforces it. I'll give it a go with the black undercoat. And this is a Russian Imperial Sailor by the same company that made the cover figure or the cover bust, Altorres Studio, and that's a scale of 1/8 in resin. So that's the book, guys. Little gallery at the end with not just sticking to one company's figure. I know this one at the bottom here is a Mitch's military model kit, because I saw it at a show not so long ago. I saw it at Sword and Lance earlier on in the year. This, I believe, is a depiction of one of the evacuees from Dunkirk, which is very topical at the minute because of the new movie. So that might be a nice one to build, because my father was actually at Dunkirk. He was evacuated from Dunkirk, so that might be a nice little tribute build. But some nice artwork there, some nice examples of what you can achieve if you practice. That's the end of the book. It retails for about £8 in the UK, which I would think is about $12 in the US. It's just been released this week in this country. It came as a pre-order, so it came pretty fast. So that's the first review of a product I've ever done, guys. So I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you can understand the accent. You know, I've tried to tone the accent down, but it's from the northeast of England. It's not as broad as I could make it. So if you've been able to understand, great. If you couldn't understand, enjoy looking at the pictures. So hopefully this will be the first of many if people like it. So thanks for watching. Bye, guys.